What's up, guys? We got the DLC out, and you know what? I'm just going freaking hard on it right now. Holy shit! I think I've spent like legit the last 2 days just non-stop playing it. So I got pretty far. I'm just doing some editing today. So for here, we're just kind of doing some sword and board shit. We're just doing some bosses. Trying to experiment and find some ways to like cheese them. This one seems pretty straightforward. You just need like a great sword that can do enough poise damage to knock him down, and then you can just combo with your weapon arts and stuff. He's a really fun fight. Not a hard boss. If you struggle this one, I feel sorry for you. Because we got some crazier ones. So this is maybe like the easiest boss I think I've found so far. And we're gonna try and ramp up the difficulty. These aren't gonna be in order in any way, but they're just in the order that I've recorded them in, so hopefully you enjoy. But we're gonna get on to the next one. Alright, this guy was a pain in the ass, but I don't even know the mechanics on his healing, but he keeps on healing himself over and over again, but we just keep stunning him. I think this fire attack does a lot of poise damage, so I think we're just like knocking him down or something, or maybe the fire just kept... Or maybe it's like you have to use the opposite element of what he's using. I have no idea. Maybe if you hit him with ice, it heals him. I have no idea what's happening here. As my faith build, I couldn't do anything with my faith build, and I swapped to this weapon, I was doing just fine. This is fire and intelligence, so maybe that's it. I'm gonna look that one up. But yeah, this guy was freaking insane. For a first real fight, like one of the first main bosses, holy crap, man. Definitely a 7 out of 10. On the difficulty scale, combined to all of these bosses, it's still probably a 6 though. Don't even cut that short. Don't even give them some slack. I mean, they're still wrecking everybody left and right. This Redmane Freya, the DLC NPCs that they gave us are absolutely useless. There's probably only one that if you get good RNG, if he uses his bow, it's actually kind of decent. It does like 2,000 damage. This guy with their little sword, I don't know, I wish we had just like mages for NPCs. I could just summon a guy with the frickin' weird ass head that shoots a laser beam. It's like I'd be fine with that. Just let me fight the guy with a laser beam going off hella in the background. You know what I mean? Divine Beast, holy shit. Yeah, that was wild. Eventually we got it down. I'll look up a cheese tactic, you know, it's probably weak to bleed, probably has, it takes frostbite. It takes forever to proc any of these statuses on these guys. Maybe dedicated bleed builds would have the best time not using scatter tree fragments, since the bleed does a percentage off the maximum HP. These guys have a lot of flipping health. Like here, I pretty much didn't even fight any of the bosses till I had like a plus 10 blessing that gave me a shit ton of damage. And then on top of that, I think after I cheesed one of the last bosses in this video, I got a power level of 11. I got like 5 more and it wasn't enough. I was like, are you kidding me? So I'm trying to get to that power level 12. It probably goes all the way up to 20. I don't even know what else I haven't found yet. I did a lot already, so I'm just like, how in the heck? How is there still like 8 more power-ups to go? And I feel like I found most of the stuff. There's still like half the map, bottom right corner, that's missing, so I have to go find that, so that's gonna be fun. But yeah, this guy's pretty straightforward, for the most part. Just roll for your life, and then freaking spam L2 that can guard break him, and then have your friends help him. Make sure he doesn't heal. However the hell you heal. And this one, you pretty much just have to, no joke, prioritize your frame rate, because, like, this will happen. Mainly, you're just gonna go on horseback, keep hitting his feet over and over, and prioritize your frame rate, because I don't know why this happened, but he was literally like a sliver of HP away, and I have to return to the title screen. So guess what happens? His health reset, so I had to fight him twice. Flipping yay. I don't even know if I had my full power yet. I was probably at like plus 9 here instead of plus 10, but anyway. Just keep hitting his feet, bait out his kick by going a little bit far in front of him, then charge around him. Stay away from his sides, kind of go in like figure eights around the middle of his feet, and when he does that jump, go away because it'll explode. Go away, and then sprint to do kind of like a roll, quote unquote, with the horse. Yeah, so here, when he does this, sprint away. No, never mind, he's going to fall over. Well, you sprint away, double jump, once away and once over. So, yeah. And just kind of like time your jump so you're not getting lit on fire. So, as long as you can get that timing down, this guy's flipping easy. Just hit him in the feet till he falls over and stab him in the head twice. And if you can avoid getting hit, he's easy. This guy actually gave me a lot of trouble, but then I found out, oh, you can poise break him with crouch pokes. So here we go. I found one of my first bosses, the cheese. Just do crouch pokes. Just hilarious. You can't even do anything. You can get a free riposte off of that. And I can keep, I use the frostbite too, because, you know, frostbite OP. I think it's better than bleed in some cases, because you don't need arcane to proc it all the time. And it makes them weaker to more hits, so yeah, they take a lot of damage. That was such an easy fight with this weapon. And we get a new battle axe. Now, if you know where this is at, we're on the very, very far left side of the map, very low to the ground, close to the waterline, and in this weird little field next to a dungeon. And there is a mini-boss that has a bear roar that I kind of want, so we're going to go and assassinate this bear here. So what I've done was use a poise physic. I'm heavy rolling right now, but I'm making up for it by spamming Bloodhound Step. I'm going to stay on the horse for a little bit till Torrent's half health. That didn't last too long, but we're going to get those procs. Look at that damage. This greatsword is great. I mean, I was doing like slivers of his HP, but I can actually see a yellow chunk of his health bar like go away. Okay. With the other weapons, I wasn't even doing that. So here, I can't even roll, but I can make up with that by Bloodhound Stepping. I'm using Golden Bow and Flame Grant Strength for damage and damage reduction. Doing as much as we can, kind of staying under him, avoiding his AoEs, the slashes. And with a slow weapon like this, the most you're going to have to look out for is those quick AoE attacks and stuff like that for sure. So having like 50 to 60 vigor is kind of a must. Like, you pretty much need it. Like, everything's gonna be like 1, 2-shotting, 3-shotting you with like max endgame shit. Like, this is with like, you know, I got all these buffs, like the best armor in the game, and I'm still getting like 3 shots, so you know. So yeah, we're gonna stay under him, keep freezing him over and over again. This is my tactic for the bear, and it's not, yeah, it's working out. I actually get to fight this guy. It doesn't feel like a cheese too much. I'm just kind of using the frostbite tech. Yeah, those AoEs though, I'm gonna have to like get good on dodging those, but if I was taking my time more, I could probably just get hit less, but I can't even roll. I'm just kind of like, I'm not even used to this heavy setup at all. I'm usually used to being able to be a little bit more mobile. I run around a little bit before I roll, so I get into like, I position myself better to avoid the attacks. So like, I'm dodging like in that way to avoid the follow-up attack more than I am the initial attack that's being swung at me, if that makes sense. So that's a little pro tip. We're gonna get Rugalia, the Great Red Bear, pretty easily. Just had to keep poking him over and over again, keep freezing him over again. It kind of went down pretty quick. I'm getting rid of that heavy armor, because holy shit, that was annoying. Now for a little bit of cheese. As the bosses get harder, I'm gonna get a little bit more cheap. Ancient Dragon Man. No match for the L2 spam. If you don't have one of these Falling Star Beast jaws, I suggest you get one. You can get it in the base game from killing, the Falling Star Beast in Gilmere. But it's so funny. You can exploit the AI of humans just by spamming L2 with that, and I'll show you another trick later. It's really good at guard breaking, or poise breaking, or whatever you want to do. So now we're doing the dragon quests. The dragon before this was kind of tough. I kind of just let them fight each other, because there's 2 of them that fight each other, and then you jump in with the Dragon Slayer Greatsword, or whatever you usually do to take out dragons, but this time I was using the Drake Slayer, or the fuck. Here's a little spot. The second fight. This is such a cool concept too. Like Archdragon Peak, the mountain of the dragons. You literally climb the mountain, and at the bottom there's all these little drakes. And as you climb up, you fight dragons like this. And then, oh man, when you get to the top, shit. Well, anyway, one thing at a time. This is the cheese spot. We're just gonna hang out here. He can't hit us, so I know you can get out your bow and arrows. You can poison him. You can cast dragon incantations, breathe rot on him, or whatever. Maybe glintstone dragon breath. I am gonna use this setup. Maybe I can poke him with a sword or something. Oh, I know what setup I use. I'm gonna fast forward here because we're gonna use the Drake Slayer, and we're gonna show you the timing and the L2 spam to hit him right in the head every single time. So you'll want to stand about like here, somewhere around there, and then aim down so then you can swing at his face. You can kind of free aim it. Don't lock onto him. Like go. Ooh, okay. You have to dodge some of these. First one won't hit you, but that second one will. So kind of roll away. So yeah, hit him in the head as much as you can. So you can see this little dip. Stand right here, and then jump up, and then aim down and hit him in the head. Yeah, you can see how I'm doing it. Weird angles like that can work, but they're not as consistent. And if you run out of mana, bring Starlight Shards, duplicate them, do whatever you gotta do, but have Starlight Shards. It helps so often. I keep running out of blue juice, but I need my mana, so you know. Then one more for the money. There we go. Easy fight. Well, I didn't break a sweat. More dragons for the trophy room. There's a really cool weapon. I saw this on Rage Gaming, so shout out to them. But yeah, if you're struggling with this boss and you wanted the Starline Sword, Falling Star Beast Jaw, Poise Break. And now they worship me like a god. Oh, it's funny. That's like my favorite part about this fight, is like all the little demi-humans are like, oh, no. And just to goes to show, look how freaking broken this L2 is. He doesn't even know that I'm hitting him. So yeah, get this weapon. It comes in handy a lot. For starters, here's the final boss of the Archdragon Peak. It's not Archdragon Peak, but Dragon Mountain, Charlie. I don't know. I forgot what it's called, but it's basically Dragon Mountain, Charlie. I'm gonna flip and just spam L2. I'm not even wearing like a chest piece. I'm just wearing like no armor. I just got Golden Bow for defense pretty much for the most part. Stay to his side, keep hitting him in the head, get your Mimic Tier to do the same. If you could summon that bow guy to shoot arrows at him to do like maybe like 1,000 damage per headshot, like every couple of seconds or every couple of minutes sometimes. He takes his sweet time, so definitely worth having the bow and arrow guy. But yeah, if you saw that right there, if you hit him in the head right before he does that fire breath attack, you can stun him. I don't know if it was stagger buildup, poise damage, or whatever, but I think it was like a timed hit, because I know that those exist. Like a special, it's kind of like a crit. But yeah, holy shit. Just a wild fight. I'm just gonna stay as, oh, and another thing, I was using convert magic damage to health, physic, and heal HP near death. I believe it was those two that I was using. I was using those mostly through the entire playthrough, but using that convert non-physical damage to HP potion works so well for his second phase explosions and all that. So if there's a special attack that just one-shots you every time, might be worth trying to tank it with that potion setup, and you can get that in the mountaintop of the Giants, I believe. There's a couple Erd Tree avatars in the mountaintops of the Giants that have some of the best freaking physics in the game. So there's that. Falling Star Beast Jaw, the physics, the summons. I had a Mimic Tier. Dude, my Mimic Tier is actually at +6. And another tip for them, put the Divine Blessing and put those what are they called? Raw meat dumplings. Put those in the inventory of your Mimic Tier, and your Mimic Tier will use them and heal. Mind blowing. So if you have a Divine Blessing, just keep it in like the back of your inventories and make sure you don't use it. Make sure you never drink them. But if you're using the Mimic Tear all the time, they're going to be healing all the time. With infinite Divine Blessings, like whatever. You can give them like Warming Stones and shit. They'll start healing you. It's awesome. But I wanted my Mimic to keep focusing on L2 attacks, so that's what I did. Easy Heart of Bile. What a fight, though. Just like, I don't even know if that counted as a cheese. I was just going with like a tactic that worked. Just aim for the head. And spam L2. And trade aggro with your Mimic Tear as much as you can to make sure most all three of you are like attacking that guy. So like, keeping everybody together in such a big arena like that. The AI is dumb. They like to wander around, walk sometimes, so they're not fully sprinting, you know. So that can be an issue. Here is my last cheese. I legit had to change my build for this fight. It was legit like, it's Malenia all over again. I had to legit change my build to a bleed build in order to fucking beat the boss. And I didn't even beat it fairly. So this is what I did. You can hit him with Zaymor Curve Sword, or you can hit him with the Ice Collar. It was just better at this, honestly. It's a bigger AoE, and the bleed does more damage, I think. At least with this weapon specifically, it does a lot of physical damage on top of the bleed. So we're just gonna, yeah. Already half health. You know, like what? This is like the hardest boss in the game right now. I haven't even fought Mesmer yet. This is why this is part 1. When I get part 2 comes out, I'm gonna like, oh man, there's gonna be a lot of stuff I'm gonna go through. But yeah, it's gonna be a busy day today. I'm gonna be like, you know, mostly doing chores and hanging out with the girlfriend because flipping, I've been just kind of non-stop playing this game like for days straight. So I kind of like let my life suffer a little bit because of that. So I'm gonna have to like do some shit today, but maybe tomorrow or the next day. I'll probably have like a video, or at least started. I'll start editing probably in a couple days. Probably have something else out. I'm mostly just going to be doing invasion videos, but I just wanted to like bullshit and talk. It's like, how are people feeling about this DLC? I'm enjoying it a lot, even though some of these bosses are ridiculous, but what can you do? That's From Software for you. I'm sure they're going to nerf it like a year down the road, but when they release stuff, they like to keep things broken as shit, so. I like to fight fire with fire, you know. We got bleed builds, I got arcane, I got flippin' frostbite. You can duplicate starlight shards, and you can equip things on your Mimic Tear. And there's a lot of things you can do to make this easier. You could also get like all of the aromatics and perfumes. You can get like shields, and I bet there's one. I bet this guy probably is weak to the one that makes you turn into metal. Who knows? Like, you could just turn into metal, not get knocked down over and over again. I don't know. I know that's not true, but like, for example, I haven't even tried some of the stuff that the game has available to you, so just keep your eye out for stuff. Well, anyway, that's all the bosses I've fought so far. I hope you enjoyed. GG's, and peace out.